What's going on, guys? Welcome to Beyond Politics. This is an in-depth conversation of our perspective on relevant political topics of the day. I'm your host, Jared, and with me, as always, is Seth. Seth, what are we going to be talking about today, man?
Today we're going to be talking about the election process here in America. We just had our presidential election, and as most people have heard, President Trump, or President-elect Trump now, won the election. Now, because of this election, there's been many people out protesting, peacefully, of course. And while it's in everyone's right to protest, that's totally fine, to protest peacefully. A lot of people have been chanting things like Hillary got more votes, Trump isn't my president, I didn't vote for him. While we do both acknowledge that you're allowed to protest, you need to be informed on what you're actually protesting, and the fact that popular vote does not dictate elections here in America.
Yeah, definitely. And the reason for that is because America is not a democracy. It is a republic. It's even in the first line of our Pledge of Allegiance, you know? So there's a couple main key differences between a democracy and a republic. The main difference between them is that with a republic, there is limits placed on the government by law. So with a republic, officials are elected and bound by oath to written government limits. For the United States, that is the Constitution. Whereas with democracies, elected officials aren't bound to any oaths. It's just simple kind of mob majority rule, and the majority is not restrained by anything to impose its will on the minority. So with the republic, there's laws set in place to protect the rights of the people from the majority rule. And the idea behind this is because popular opinion changes. A republic, there is a constitution or a charter of rights that protects these inalienable rights that can't be taken away from government. And it's really important to know the difference here is because with a democracy, the sovereignty lies with the people, kind of as a public, as a collective group, whereas with a republic, the sovereignty also lies with the people, but with the individual. So it's not really about the popular good and, the overall good. It's more about the individual and their rights and protecting the rights of the minority kind of thing. Other key differences here are with democracies is just straight up led by the majority popular vote. So if we were a democracy, Hillary Clinton would have won the presidency. However, the United States is a republic, and the winner is selected by a representative number of votes, the Electoral College. So that's kind of what we do here in America. But yeah, no, it's interesting because it's cool to see that our founders kind of warned against the dangers of democracies.
For sure. I mean, John Adams famously said that, remember, democracy never lasts long. It soon wastes, exhausts, and murders itself. And there has never been a democracy yet that did not commit suicide.
Pretty harsh.
Pretty harsh.
Pretty harsh, but justified.
Pretty smart.
Yeah, no, very smart.
Yeah, and so I think it's really cool. We created this system called the Electoral College now instead of popular vote.
And that is, of course, where people go to college to learn how to get elected. If you didn't know.
Exactly.
Just if you didn't know.
Yeah. But no, I mean, the Electoral College, I think one of the big reasons we set it up is, smaller states. With popular vote, smaller states would have basically no say at all.
Yeah.
I mean, really, you'd only need to win like Texas, California, Florida, and New York, and you'd win the popular vote.
Exactly. Just focus on those major cities there.
Exactly. And so with this, the little states are guaranteed a more influential saying in what goes on. So I think that's really important. I mean, especially in a land created equal, we need to have these safeguards in place to protect the little guy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the president needs to be appealing to all types and lifestyles of people kind of thing. They need to appeal to the people in the major cities as well as to the people in, the smaller states and stuff like that. So I think, it's a good system in place. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the Electoral College and how it's decided and how it came to be, how it was crafted and stuff like that.
Yeah. So the Electoral College, there's a total of 538 electoral votes that are then dispersed to all the states, meaning that a president needs 270 of these votes in order to secure a victory. Each state is automatically given 2 votes, which equal the number of senators that that state has, plus the number of members in the House of Representatives for that state. Now, the number of members in the House of Representatives is dictated by the state's population, with a state guaranteed no less than 3 votes. That's 2 for the Senate position, and then 1 as a minimum for the members in the House of Representatives. In addition to every state, the 23rd Amendment of the Constitution was passed back in 1961, which gave the District of Columbia 3 electoral votes. So it treats it similar to a state in that instance. So this is important to understand because popular vote is important because it's used on a state-by-state basis in order to secure that state to give all of its electoral votes to the candidate with the most popular votes in that state. This applies to all the states except 2, Nebraska and Maine. In these states, 2 votes automatically go to the statewide winner, and then an additional vote is cast for each congressional district in each state. These districts can cast their vote for the winner of that specific district. Nebraska has 3 districts, so there's an additional 3 votes cast, and then Maine has 2 districts, so there's an additional 2 votes cast. Again, these can be cast for a candidate that's different than the statewide winner. So in this way, I mean, your vote still matters. It matters where your state's going to stand. So don't take this Electoral College as an idea that popular vote just means nothing and why should I vote. It's very important on a state level, but it does not dictate the eventual outcome on the final tally.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's little things like this. And I mean, of the 57 presidential elections that we've had, all of them but 5, the popular vote has coincided with the electoral votes. Mm-hmm. So it's really easy for many Americans to misunderstand this and just assume popular vote is what dictates this country.
Yeah, definitely.
But it just doesn't. You know?
It does. Yeah, it's not the way that it's set up. And I think you're right. A lot of Americans misunderstood this. You've seen videos and stuff like that where people are really upset saying, Hillary won the popular vote.
She needs to sue America. I love that video.
I know, right? Go walk into the Supreme Court and sue America. But yeah, no, it's because they're not chosen by the popular vote, and this is an important pillar to our government. It makes America unique, and it provides checks and balances. So, like we said, the major cities and stuff like that wouldn't be electing the presidents each and every single election cycle.
Mm-hmm. And it's very important to also understand that this isn't going anywhere. I mean, this requires amending the Constitution, which is a 3/4 majority of all the states. And you're not going to get those little states to give up their rights.
No, you're not going to get 38 out of 50 to agree to that.
Exactly. And so to protest this foundational system in our government
it's not doing anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, if you're not happy with the presidential elect, that's fine. Do everything in your power to let people know that. But don't be asking for this frankly just misinformed idea that popular vote is what should dictate America. Because it's just not how we work.
Yeah. If you're going to go out and protest, at least protest the Electoral College. Not that you think that Hillary Clinton should be president because she won the popular vote.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Also, I mean, start a conversation. Start working in what you think is should be changed. Yeah. I think going out and protesting is your right, but I mean, rioting and stuff isn't benefiting anyone.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, if you want to know more information about this, do your research and stuff. It's really important. But like we said, America is a republic and it's not a democracy, and there's good reason for that. But anyways, guys, thanks for listening. This has been Beyond Politics. If you like this video, be sure and give it a like. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure and comment below if you think the Electoral College should exist. If it shouldn't, what would you replace it with? Should it be a simple democracy? Be sure and let us know. Check us out on Facebook at Beyond Borders, SoundCloud, and Instagram, all Beyond Borders. Check us out there. Remember, guys, this goes beyond just politics, so always stay informed with the election cycle ending and stuff like that. It's easy to kind of fall back in our own patterns, but it's really important that people continue to stay educated and stuff like that. And with that being said, guys, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.